Hello guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. Alright, let us begin on this new fanfiction story, The Fate of Izawa Shizu by Bisel13. Chapter 2. Reminiscence of Destined One. It's been a while since I didn't have to go to my office. And that being said, now I am confused about where should I go. It's been a while since I haven't visited the kids. I wonder what they're doing right now at school. Yep, I want to visit my students. Well, they are also technically Shizu-san's students as well. It's still morning, the sun just rose a few moments ago. The kids should be finishing school in the afternoon. I still have plenty of time. Speaking of the kids, it reminds me of Shizu-san. I haven't paid any respect to her grave for a long time. It's on the hill outside of the city. It's been years since the last time I paid a visit. Ranga, are you there? Yes. I'm here, master. Ranga suddenly appeared from my shadow. Good boy. Please take me to the hill where I made a grave for Shizu-san. As you wish. Then I took my humanoid form and jumped to Ranga's back. We ride through the city. Everyone seems to greet me. It can't be helped, I rarely take a stroll around the city recently. A lot of people must be wondering why I suddenly ride Ranga and casually reply to my people's greetings. If I remember correctly, the last time I took a stroll is when I held a founding festival. I finally arrived at Shizu-san's grave. I put myself down from Ranga's back and walked towards the grave. I stared at the grave. It doesn't have any name engraved on it, but anybody knew it was her. Besides, her body wasn't there but kept inside my stomach. I closed my eyes and held my hands together. I imagined Shizu-san's figure, which Seal made inside my mind. She looks waving at me and smiles happily. Is Shizu-san happy? The individual named Shizu didn't have any regret in her last moment, so it can be concluded she died in a happy state. I see, perhaps Seal managed to take the memory or data when she was still a great sage. If Seal said so, then it must be true. Then I'm relieved if Shizu-san died happily. Shizu-san, I'm glad if you're happy. I managed to save the kids. I reconcile with Leon and accomplished to have his answer about your existence. Hinata is also more open up, and she looks happy to take care of the kids. I imagined myself talking to Shizu-san, who appeared inside my mind. She keeps smiling while I say those words. But then, I also remember Yuki. But unfortunately, I can't save Yuki. I wouldn't blame myself because of his action, but I wanted you to know that I'm very sad to imagine how it feels for you to see Yuki become like that. Shizu-san's smile disintegrated a bit. I think she's going to be upset. She walks toward me while keeping her gaze on my eyes directly. Slime-san, you said you didn't blame yourself. But it looks like you regret not being able to save him. Even though I love him, and treat him like my son, I wouldn't approve of his behavior. So please, don't be too hard on yourself, Slime-san. But if only I realize it sooner, I might have made him in a better state. You have done more than enough, Slime-san. No matter how powerful we are, we cannot control other people's hearts. If Yuki has done something outside of our expectation, then it just means we haven't known him very well. But, how do you feel, Shizu-san? Knowing your student whom you treated as your son doing some bad things. We all have done bad things, Slime-san. We all have a reason for doing so. I believe Yuki has done the same. He's still a good boy. I am very certain his intention is also a good thing. Suddenly I remember the day when I massacred 20,000 of Falmouth Kingdom's army to gain souls for my evolution into a demon lord. That's right, it's a horrible thing to do. No matter what the cause is. But I still do it, to revive my people. You're right, Shizu-san. It seems I have failed to understand fully Yuki's intention. Without knowing what he's aiming for, I couldn't judge him as a bad person. I will do the same, to the other kids. Thank you so much, Slime-san. Thank you, for taking care of my students. Shizu-san smiled beautifully, and then she reached me and hugged me. It felt warm and calming. I feel her touch, and I can feel her strength in her arms. Wait, hold on. How can I actually feel it while it is only my imagination? I sync it with your sense, master. So when you imagine yourself being touched by her, I made your skin feel like being touched as well. I can't say a word. It felt good, but if Seal did it without my consent, it's actually a bit creepy. But I admit I do want to feel Shizu-san's embrace for a bit. Just a bit, okay. And wait for a second. Talking about Shizu-san, isn't it I'm talking with her as if she's alive? It feels too real for Shizu-san to talk like that even though it's only my imagination. Is it CL's doing? Correct. I made a projection of an individual named Shizu based on her personality. Everything she said is the most highly possible outcome from her personality. Wow. Just wow. It feels like somehow I'm cheating on the whole world. Many people offer to pray and spend a lot of time talking in front of someone's grave to have a slight moment of their loved one to talking back at them. And here I am, talking casually with Shizu-san with the help of Seal. Even though it's not a real Shizu-san. The real Shizu-san is already gone. I don't know what happened to her soul, but I wish Shizu-san's soul would travel to a nice place. There's a possibility for those souls to gather around under a new person. I see. Wait, what? You mean, there's a possibility that Shizu-san is reincarnated? It might not be certain, but it's possible. No way. It couldn't be. But, wait a minute. I'm also a reincarnation. I died in another world and my soul traveled to this world inside a slime. Now that I think about it, this case also happened to Masayuki, right? Most of Rudra's soul has gathered inside Masayuki. And although Rudra's memory doesn't come along, Velgrand is very certain that most of Rudra's soul is gathered inside Masayuki's body. So, it's possible that somewhere out there, someone has gathered Shizu-san's soul as well? Correct. If you wish to find them, I could search for them. Seal. Just how reliable can you be? All is done for my master's wish. It wasn't my wish. All I wished for is Shizu-san's peace. I simply wanted her to rest and leave no regret. I owe her a lot, including this appearance which I use for my humanoid form. I'm a man who always repays a debt. So if Shizu-san gets reincarnated somewhere, I wish for her well-being and to live happily. I do not wish to interfere with her new life. I just someone who happened to meet in her previous life. Let her live happily if she really is getting reincarnated. Understood. Thank you, Seal, you don't need to search for her. As soon as I said that, I realized Shizu-san already disappeared. I didn't feel her embrace anymore. I opened my eyes and saw her grave. The sun has risen pretty high, and I felt that my surrounding was glowing under the sunlight. It suddenly felt lonely. Chapter 3, The Kids, Rimuru-sensei. Kenya, Gale, Alice, and Ryota ran toward me once they saw me at the front gate of the school. The school had just finished, and I deliberately waiting for them since a few minutes ago. Hi everyone. Look what I bought for you guys. I bought cakes from Yoshida-san's shop after I finished visiting Shizu-san's grave. I also bought other food from stalls in the commercial district. I intend to have a little picnic with them today. But to my surprise, when I came to buy food in the commercial district, almost everyone caused a commotion. It seems it's been a while since I haven't strolled around and a lot of new citizens who never saw me found it very odd and at the same time, try to greet me. I awkwardly greet them back. Why? Because I'm a bit surprised since most of them are humans. I knew that Tempest has accepted a lot of new human immigrants, but I didn't know it already has this many. It takes quite a time, and I'm glad I didn't late to meet the kids. Cake. No way, it's from Yoshida-san's shop, isn't it? Thank you. Rimuru-sensei, Alice, Kenya, and Ryota immediately saw what I brought for them. Yep. Let's go have a picnic. Ah, do you have any plans today? I suddenly thought they might have another plan for today. Nope. We were going back to the dorm for today. We don't have any other homework to do, right guys? Gale asks the rest. No, we already have finished them all, meh. Even if there's homework I won't do it if sensei's coming. Ken-chan, that's no good. Sensei is going mad if he knew you didn't finish your homework. URK. Ryota reprimanded Kenya. That's right. I won't feel happy if they neglect their studies just for having time with me. Well, I also would blame myself since I was the one who suddenly asked them for having a picnic. That's right, Ryota. I'll punish you if you didn't do your study properly. But if you guys didn't have any plans, let's have a picnic. Yay. Let's go, Rimuru-sensei. Let's go. Wait a minute, guys, let's change our uniform first. We can't get dirty with these uniforms, Gale suddenly suggests to them. I didn't think about it, but he's right. They have to wash their uniform on their own. It must be pretty tiring. Good job, Gale. Oh my, Gale is right. Sensei, please wait a minute. I'll be wearing my cutest outfit. Me too. I'll get my sword and have a duel with sensei later. That's no good, Ken-chan. In that case, I'll also bring my bow. Guys, don't forget to change your clothes. They were running to their dorm immediately. It seems they're lively as always. I'm glad they are happy. I wish Shizu-san can see this. I waited for 5 minutes, and they haven't come back. Seems it would take more time. Well, it doesn't bother me since I also happen to have been greeted by teachers after they heard I was here. We talked about how is the school's well-being and how the relationship between monsters and human children interact with each other, and even we made it to gossip about teachers. Mostly about romantic relationships though. And suddenly, someone tapped my shoulder from my back. Been a while, Rimuru. What are you doing here? It's a female voice. And I knew whose the voice it is. It's been a while as well. How are you doing? Just as usual. I turn around and saw Hinata standing behind me. She wore her crusader's uniform, with a sword on her waist. The other teachers who talked with me before stopped their talk and also greeted Hinata. It seems she's also well known around the school. She greeted them back but with a more monotone voice. Meanwhile, the teacher seems to feel happy to be able to greet her. They talked a bit, and then she asked them back to work. It might seem a bit rude, but she's right. Their job hasn't finished, yet they're here talking with us. It's your fault, Hinata suddenly said after they have gone. URK. She's right. Because I suddenly came by and casually waited at the front gate, everyone must find it unusual. I have to learn more about my standing. Hinata let out a sigh, and then she asked, so, what are you doing here? Well, I took a break. So today I have a day off. I want to spend my time with the kids. I see. So you wanted to slack off. No way. I just wanted to have a break. I didn't neglect my job. I swear. Is that so? Yeah, really. And by the way, what are you doing here? Shouldn't you be in Ingratiate? I just finished a meeting with your army general, Benimaru Dono. We discussed about both country prowess, and how we deal when the war break out. He seems much more diligent than you. I see. So you guys formally met to discuss things. That's good. But you don't have to tease me with that diligent word. I also do my job properly, you know. I also happened to meet with Diablo Dono as well. He's representing you in our meeting. And honestly, it feels more efficient than having a meeting with you when we reconcile about the 7 luminaries incident. URK. It does feel bad when your subordinate does your job more properly than you. But, I'm also glad to hear them doing their job excellently. Anyway, I don't care about your situation right now. But I do find it strange to meet you here. So what are you guys going to do with those cakes and food you brought? Ah, sensei. Sorry for the wait, look at my outfit, is it cute? Sensei, Alice is taking too long. I have changed my clothes and taken my sword in just minutes. Ken-chan, you also took time when you looking your sword. Don't lie to sensei. Alice, Kenya, and Ryota suddenly barge in. Meanwhile, Gale follows behind. Sensei, we're ready, Gale said with a calm voice. Alice indeed looks cute. She wear a red dress and brought a little bag on her shoulders. She wore a white hat, with a little doll on it. Meanwhile, Kenya, Ryota, and Gale look usual. But they brought their weapons. Kenya brought a sword and a small shield. Ryota brought a bow, and Gale brought a spear and a large shield. Oi oi oi. Are we going to picnic or do hunting? What are you guys doing? Are you taking them to Labyrinth, Rimuru? But Alice's gear is not suited. Hinata suddenly interjects. And no, actually, we going to have a picnic. Hinata nay, you're here. Hinata nay, let's join us. The kids suddenly made a fuss over Hinata. I thought Hinata might get annoyed a bit, but turns out, she smiled. Oh, are you guys going to have a picnic? Then I gladly come, yay. Wait, didn't you have to return to Ingratiate? I can do that tomorrow in the early morning. I've planned to stay a night here anyway. Now look who's talking about slack off. Shut up. Before I can say anything, Hinata already lead the kids and took the food I brought.